it is Lucy and I'm here to wish you a happy spooky season. You know, seasonal skeleton tidings to you all. I even have a little homemade Thai tea because like the colour is kind of festive, but also mainly because Thai tea is delicious. And I'm gonna need that caffeine sugar combo to get through this. If you've seen the title, you might be like, Lucy, why would you do this to yourself? And that is a question that I am just chomping at the bit to answer. So you may have seen a little while back that I did a Fashion Nova haul where I tried on a bunch of Fashion Nova jeans and that didn't go so Fashion Nova well. Typically with any haul content I do, most of the time I am just trying out a bunch of stuff to like let you know. And if it doesn't work for me, if it's not something that I'm gonna keep in my wardrobe, I don't keep it. And this was the case with Fashion Nova. And I wanna say that while I do go in skeptical, I would say I'm also mostly optimistic. Like I am trying to find good things, or I'm hopeful that I'm gonna find something good because obviously it's a very popular website. So I'm like, okay, what's all the fuss about? And I didn't like pretty much any of it, bar maybe a couple things. And Fashion Nova have a returns option. So I thought, let's return it. And I did, and they gave me a store credit. And I was kind of trying to figure out what I was gonna use it on. I see that they have Halloween costumes, and these costumes are just basically from a scale of like slightly cursed to mega cursed. And I was looking through these costumes being like, who buys these? Like, especially some of them, I was like, who are they for? Who would want to be this for Halloween? So I decided that this year it would be me. And I would try them on because I have these, you know, Fashion Nova dollars and I have a desire for self-deprecation and ridicule. And so with that, I'm gonna just go ahead and put on the first one. So let's do it. Mushroom Kingdom, here we come. Okay, you know what? I went with this one first because I feel like it's like the least cursed. But I do think like the concept of a, you know, a sexy Yoshi is like amusing. Because we're kind of going like borderline furry, do you know what I mean? Like a Mario or a Luigi or a Princess Peach I get because like they're human, but like this is a little dino. Like just So this on the Fashion Nova website is called the Jumping Dino Gamer Girl one-piece romper costume. So you know when you're at the party and someone's like, oh my gosh, Yoshi, I can be like, no, I'm Jumping Dino Gamer Girl, obviously. So I would say this is the least cursed out of all the costumes that I'm gonna be trying on today, but I do still feel like there's a certain element of curse. A Yoshi costume is not weird. It's just when we go into like clearly like a bit of a yassified Yoshi. You know what I mean? Like it goes from being to being like Also, I haven't even shown you like the back because like I will say this like back bit here is basically see-through. I'm wearing like beige colored undergarments for the purposes of today's activities and like I can still see them. So yeah. Also, I would say this costume is the kind of thing where if you take like a single step, as you tend to do when you go out and go to parties, like the whole thing is going up and in. Or at least on me. All right, let's look at the pros, right? As a one and done, this is excellent, right? You don't have to fiddle with like props and whatnot. You just put this on and that's like a costume and you're done. I also like that you can zip this up and down so it can be to various levels of comfort, which also led me to the thought that you could actually, what if it was like this? Oh, and oh my gosh, what if you painted your entire face like green and white to match? Like you take a yassified costume and then you un-yassify it. I also like that there's just like this little like egg. This does not look like any of the Yoshi eggs that I'm familiar with, but for copyright reasons, obviously sorry, I keep saying Yoshi, I keep forgetting I'm Jumping Dino Gamer Girl. Like the concept of this costume is a bit cursed, right? But like the execution of it, I think if you're wanting this costume and you got this, you'd be pretty pleased. I do still think it's funny, I do still think it's cursed, but I feel like we're more in I Spy Spooky Mansion levels of cursed compared to what we're gonna see coming up. You wanna come see this costume? It's me.
Oh. Oh.
Do you know who I am?
Yes.
Who?
You're Yoshi.
No, I'm actually Jumping Dino Gamer Girl.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yes.
How like cursed would you say this is? Because I think this.
I think it's pretty good. Let me feel it. It's better than I expected.
I agree.
Yeah. How much was it?
It was 35 US.
Mate, if I
So like, what's that? Well, with the exchange rate
Look,
at the moment.
To be honest, if you just bought it, you would have a costume.
That's what I said. It's all in one.
You should just get something to wear below there, and then you can just wear the top like a jumpsuit. Just wear it out to brunch and stuff.
What about the back?
I didn't realise you had a tail.
Mamma mia! Ooh, spooky! I have a low food health and safety rating because it's so sweaty that I just sweat all over the food. It's actually the seasoning. This costume also has these like little garter stocking things, but they're quite literally just like socks. There's no like feet on them. So I get that you're meant to wear this with shoes, but without them it looks so horrendous. So this is the Fashion Nova Whippin' Up chef costume, 3-piece. As you can see, I have a dress, these delightful stocking slash garter, horrific situation, and this hat, which actually, I kind of like the hat. And this was one where I was just like, this is just such a cursed sentiment to me. Like, I understand that like police, emergency services, general costumes, and you know, they're classically used in, you know, fantasies and whatnot, but like, for some reason, I just feel like the execution and the concept behind this chef costume is like completely head empty. Because I'm gonna be straight up with you, as a profession, chef, in terms of like hotness, I feel like ranks really highly because creativity, being able to make yummy food, like I think chefs are very cool. But like, I think with this, they have managed to wring out every cool bit about it. Because you know what I mean, with like a fireman, you know, they're wearing that uniform as they're like carrying someone out of a burning building. But it's like this, I'm like, what, making an omelette? I don't think the uniform of a chef is like the hot thing about a chef. This isn't actually a chef outfit. This is a Papa's Pizzeria outfit. And I feel like you could very easily customize it to be Papa's Pizzeria specific. Because like, that's what it's giving. Because not to be like a restaurant slash food nerd, but there aren't many actual chefs who wear this style of like traditional chef outfit. Like, I'm pretty sure it's just like fancy old school French chefs. I don't see, you know, fancy restaurant chefs in Australia wearing this. They're just wearing like linen aprons and shit. I need a little bit more backstory about who my character is. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of cuisine do I serve? Am I a good chef? Am I a bad chef? Am I trying to get my Michelin star rating and I'm like walking up to the critic and hoping to seduce him to my third hat? You know? What's happening here? I think I've put the shirt on correctly, so I think this is just like incredibly wonkily attached, but it just says 5-star, which is great. You know, if you're a chef at a 5-star hotel or you've got a 5-star Google rating, that's all very well and good, but really chefs really seem to only care about Michelin hats, which there's 3. Now, I know we're not really here to talk about like comfort and quality with Halloween costumes because I don't think that's really like their main goal, but I'll talk about it anyway. This feels horrendous. It's basically like a swimsuit material. It's very sweaty, which again, practically as a chef, not good because it's already a hot environment. Again, we're pushing the fake chef narrative because like a real chef would never wear something with this fiber content. The last one, I at least felt like the quality was, you know, mixed with the price. Here, I'm just kind of like, I don't know, it feels pretty bad, and it's also, again, borderline see-through. Like, it's kind of given away the contents of the set menu. As it is, I would not pick this over other Halloween costume items. Like, it's weird because it plays into the category of like generic Halloween costume, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone wear like a chef, like a plain chef costume. I feel like you could fix this and make it a ratatouille costume, like a lady linguine or something like that, but even then, it's still bad. I have the next costume. Mamma mia!
Okay, there's a lot to this one, which I don't mind. It looks uncomfortably skin tight. What are your thoughts?
It's like swimsuit material.
Wow.
So I have a question. Can you ever imagine going into a party and someone like wearing this completely straight, unironically? Like,
yeah,
they're like,
a Halloween
what?
Party.
You genuinely think like we could go to a party and see someone just wearing...
I think you misidentify the audience for sexy Halloween costumes.
Okay, but I get sexy like police person or sexy like fireman. I mean, like, they're not for me. I think chefs are sexy. I think they're sexier than other professions. You don't think chefs are sexy?
No, every chef I've met is like insane.
Oh, like in real life, but like the concept of a chef.
You mean
like a
Remy
nice
the
chef.
Rat?
I don't mean Remy the Rat. What are you talking about? I just don't think this is... Like, I don't think when you see someone in this, you think that they look sexy. You can't tell me I look...
Yeah. Maybe it's for a different... maybe a different type of person could pull it off. I don't know. You gotta picture yourself There's like 6 other bunny rabbit girls. Everyone's dressed
Love
in
them.
costume.
I would rather.
The light is a lot dimmer. You're gonna not stand out as weird. And you're, it's not like you're gonna be wearing this and everyone's gonna be in suits.
Mamma mia.
Especially the like tights or the.
They're
guys, whatever
horrendous.
called.
They're awful.
But it is an additional element of the costume, which I think is kind of cool. I don't really know what they're meant to mimic as a chef.
No, neither. I think it's because chefs just wear black pants under there.
Oh, yeah, they do. Okay.
But it's still awful. These are awful. So far, I feel like this one is more cursed. Like, conceptually, you're like, that's not cursed. Like, there's plenty of, sexy job costumes. But I feel like this, execution-wise and, like, wearing it, this is, like, sufficiently more cursed. But let's move on to the next one, because I do feel like the next one is the one I am most nervous for. Allow it to now be my honor to present to you this season's diamond. I just brought the camera in a little bit closer because like I genuinely don't think I will be able to show any of this bottom half on camera. It is, so this is the Diamond of Her Season 7-piece costume set. I think this is horrendous. And that is why I chose it, because I truly think that this is like not a Bridgerton costume at all. Like we're literally in a complete different historical fashion era. Like correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is like Marie Antoinette kind of vibes. Not Regency. This is not Regency period. I felt like I looked, kind of cute in the Yoshi costume. The second one, I didn't feel like I looked amazing, but I didn't think it looked terrific. I feel like this costume is so unflattering and so like I just like this is so cursed. And my theory behind this costume is that this is a Marie Antoinette inspired costume that they simply have renamed for like the last couple of Halloweens because Bridgerton is popular. Like I genuinely think this is, because even the model in the picture is wearing like a big, like a white wig. And the only person that does that in Bridgerton is the Queen. And I still don't, I don't entirely think this looks like what the Queen wears either. But like we're not even in like the Sophia Coppola Marie Antoinette. And again, with these like lycra stocking sock things, they're awful. And this corset is literally like, there's no adjustableness to actually make it tight. It's just like sitting on top of like a swimsuit. And this little like shrug jacket and the gloves. Oh, and I also need to add, there was just a third sock in the package. Like, just a third sock. And there's also just a pink satin ribbon, which is cool, except that I cannot for the life of me see in the picture what part of the costume this is meant to be. Like I was like, oh, maybe it goes around the neck, but then we have this thing, which don't even get me started on this thing. What is this? Why is it like, ugh? I do see the vision. I can see like a Marie Antoinette costume of some kind, but wouldn't it be cute if it had like a little, like, if we're doing this kind of frilly thing, if we did like a little side bustle skirt thing? But no, the hippie boys are completely out. This is bonkers. I have equal love and appreciation for a sexy Halloween costume as I do like a funny Halloween costume. I think both are completely valid and slay. And this trying to very clearly be like a sexy Halloween costume, I don't know if it is. Like, I don't think this adds to it, but then if I take that off, I'm just wearing a swimsuit. I think you can do a cute, like, Regency era Halloween costume. You know what I mean? Like, you could do a Pride and Prejudice Halloween costume, you could do a Bridgerton Halloween costume. And then going, okay, Bridgerton Halloween costume, but make it sexy. Okay, like the bourgeoisie are spooky in their own right, so like I get it. Ooh, spooky capitalism, taxes, like I think that's pretty good. But someone somewhere took a left turn. Like it's not spooky, scary, or sexy. I also can't stand that like the lace on the costume is all this color and this is like a different color. It's not that different, but it's different enough for me to be like, this is weird. What went wrong? I mean, clearly lots of things. Like what are these? What is this? Hey Max, you wanna see this? I'm gonna have to blur all of this. This is gonna be an editing nightmare.
Oh, wowee. Okay, I actually think pretty slay.
What?
I actually think this is the best one easily.
No, you
far.
are joking.
There's so much detail.
But what is it? What do you think it is?
This is, Sexy Pride and Prejudice.
It's meant to be sexy Bridgerton. But it's not.
I'm so close.
But it's not.
Sexy Regency.
They don't wear
But that's the
corsets.
thing. It's sexy. It's for people like me to be like, oh. My actual thought, I was like, sexy Lizzie Bennett. But I was like, oh, it could be any of them. So I was like, yeah. I think it's the best fitting one by far that you've worn.
What?
Yeah.
This is like...
That looks fine on. It looks weird when you pull it around because I didn't realise it was a distinct garment. But no, and you get your little gloves.
I think it's giving clown. Sexy clown. Okay, I just think it's trying to be sexy. I don't think it's sexy. And I also think if they're claiming this is Bridgerton, which they clearly are trying to, then it's cursed because it's not a Bridgerton outfit at all. So you like this?
Yes.
If I was a random girly at a party, you'd be like, wow.
Of course I would be, darling.
What if I took the jacket off and just had the arms?
Well, now it's kind of giving, yeah, like you said, like Harley Quinn clown, circus performer.
Spooky.
So I would say but it still gets the job done.
I hate it.
That's good.
Thank you, boyfriend. Now I just feel like I look like a doomed acrobat that's gonna get into an accident. I think it's cursed, and like anything, I think there are things I could do to make it look better, but I don't think I want to. Like, am I overthinking it? Do I not have the correct interpretation of like cursed? I'm not sure. Regardless, I'm gonna be very happy to put this one behind and move on to the last costume. It's gonna be fun. I have to be so careful about how I move in this because one foul step and like the whole, you know, it's like, woo. This is the Yeah Babe 3-piece set costume. And honestly, conceptually, I think this one is the most fun. For multiple reasons, mainly because doing a British accent is funny and also addictive, and when you get the British accent brain rot, you just want to do it all the time. Now that my boyfriend and I have watched The In-Betweeners and Peep Show, we cannot help ourselves from talking in a British accent. And to be honest, as convicts, as British descendants, and also like Max is actually British, his parents have full English accents, so he's totally allowed to. And I am a woman with ambiguous convict descent, most likely British, okay? I look like a British woman. I would be very surprised if I spit into a tube, sent it off to a lab where they collected my data and they told me I wasn't a British woman. Unfortunately, I will say this costume is probably the most poorly made out of any of them, or like the cheapest feeling. I got this in a small and I thought about sizing up, but I'm glad I didn't because there's quite a bit of room. And I'm gonna blur this now, but like this, as soon as I move, it's like the whole bazoinkas are out. And again, actually the length is fine, but this bit here, as soon as I like kind of move my leg too much, this kind of comes apart. So I'm a little bit sad because I kind of genuinely think like this has like real life costume potential. Like I feel like I could wear this as a Halloween costume and be like, that was funny, that was cool, that was good. Like conceptually, design wise, I think it's a good costume. It's just like not practical, which I suppose Halloween costumes don't have to be, but like you need to like get to the party, walk around with your little drink and then leave. You know what I mean? And I don't know if I can actually do that. I think the construction and like the practicality of it makes it cursed, but actually like looking in the viewfinder, like as a costume, I can't say I hate this.
No pants? Interesting. How there's one very open top. How does that work?
Quick, the police are coming.
Oh,
They're gonna arrest me
I'm gonna take you back.
for being too sexy.
I think it's a bit of a stretch
Really?
to tell who you are.
You're joking. I think this is so obvious. I think construction-wise, this is one of the worst, but conceptually,
I mean,
one of the best.
obviously it's gonna be, they have to do a blaze. It's like, they're not
Yeah.
gonna afford to do a blaze.
Like, oh,
it's
I
hard.
understand. Okay, no hate to the construction.
But your whole chest is out.
That's how it looks in the picture.
Alright, Shane. Yeah, I think we know why this woman doesn't have any issue. But / we know that she couldn't even move. You're just not a Fashion Nova girly. I'm sorry, babe.
Wow, I'm not a Nova babe.
And there's no lenses?
No. Okay, so we tried on some costumes, and now I want to rank them from least cursed to most cursed. I'm actually going to put Yoshi on the bottom because even though I kind of thought it was like a little bit cursed in idea, in terms of execution and just like wearing it, It's like fun. It's easy. It's cute. I wouldn't be surprised to see that like at a party. I'd be like, oh, cute little Yoshi costume. Oh, sorry, I mean jumping dino gamer girl. Obviously, sorry. Then I'm gonna say our Austin Powers gender flip. I think this is pretty recognizable. Obviously it's like a gender bend, but I still think it's like a very obvious costume. I think like 90% of people would need to do some type of alteration to make this something they could like physically wear out. And ideally, if you're taking something out of the packet, you might not want to have to do that. Then I would say, controversially, even though I hated the most out of all of them, the Bridgerton costume, mainly because I strongly believe it's a Marie Antoinette costume in disguise. And if you wore it like that, even though I still think it's kind of ugly and bad, I think Max is right, and then it has lots of components and it looks like a full costume. Again, I don't like it at all, but I do feel like you could do something with it. And I think the most cursed and spooky costume is Chef. Because any of the other ones, right? You wear that to a party and you're like, oh, that's like a costume. You know, the Bridgerton one, the Marie Antoinette one, borderline, but if you did wear it as like a Marie Antoinette thing, I would be like, oh, like, it's a costume. Chef, like genuinely, please let me know down in the comments below if you've ever worn just like chef costume. But I would love to hear your ranking, like your cursed ranking. Which of these costumes do you think is the most cursed? So yeah, I mean, obviously I put Chef at number 1, but I do just think like Bridgerton, Sexy Bridgerton is like a strong contender for cursed. Because I know there are going to be some historical drama, costuming, period costume fans out there watching this, and I feel like you will agree with me. I'm not saying I'm like knowledgeable on the concept at all, but like I don't think that's Bridgerton. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this completely smooth brain spooky video. If you'd like to see some more quality content, I promise I have it. It's maybe not this video, but there is some. And speaking of additional content, I don't think I'd really be promoting this while wearing a Austin Powers costume, but anyway, I've recently launched channel memberships on YouTube, and as you can see, I am a purveyor of quality, high quality goodness. If you become a member of the Rat Royalty, then you get access to custom sub badges, emotes, our private Discord server, which can I just say, absolutely slay. Just chatting with the girlies about K-dramas, skincare, our daily outfits, what kind of boba we like to order. It's a very wholesome time. And I'll also be doing monthly live streams. Anyway, all the details are down below, so feel free to press the join button and check it out. As I did that motion, I definitely just exposed my whole chest. Very good, very good. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!